Mr. President! Thanks.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 pre-MCU Marvel movies you didn't know exist.
Oh God, that was unbelievable! What a ride, huh?
For this list, we're looking at more obscure Marvel movies that were released long before the MCU was created. Have you ever seen any of these Marvel movies? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Howard the Duck. For any viewers confused about the suited-up duck walking around the MCU, you missed out on one terribly strange movie.
That's it. No more Mr. Nice Duck.
Lucasfilm adapted Howard into live action in the mid-'80s. It was Marvel's first US theatrical release since a Captain America serial in the 40s, which is really unfortunate considering it turned out to be a financial and critical bomb. The film follows Howard as he tries to leave Earth and make it back home to Duck World.
Undoubtedly, one of Earth's greatest minds here.
Along the way, he falls for human Beverly, leading to one of the most disturbing seduction scenes ever committed to film.
I just can't resist your intense animal magnetism.
Whoops.
It won 4 Razzies after release, including Worst Picture. We can't say we're surprised. Number 9. The Punisher. Long before Jon Bernthal and even Thomas Jane, Dolph Lundgren played Frank Castle in this 1989 film.
Holy shit, the Punisher!
It's him! Moving for a close-up! Get a close-up!
I got it!
Are you getting it?
But it changed an awful lot about the character, having him be a former detective whose family was killed by a car bomb. He never uses the iconic skull logo either, save for etching it into his knives. More important to its detriment, however, are the bland action sequences that seem to draw on forever. Lundgren does what he can in the role, but there isn't much in terms of depth to draw the viewer in.
Frank is dead. All right?
Oh, let's see. So you, decided everybody else had to be dead too, is that it?
No. If you're guilty, you're dead.
It probably didn't help that Tim Burton released his first Batman feature the same year, proving superhero movies as a viable investment. Number 8. Spider-Man. Spider-Man is one of Marvel's most bankable heroes, and he likely always will be. In 1977, Marvel partnered with CBS to release this TV movie, though it was released theatrically in other parts of the world. It served as a pilot for the 1978 Amazing Spider-Man TV series. It follows Peter Parker after he's already been bitten by the radioactive spider and works for the Daily Bugle. However, he becomes Spider-Man to stop an original villain that plans on mind-controlling 10 random New Yorkers to end their lives unless the city pays him.
The writer claims that 10 people somewhere in the city have been programmed to destroy themselves at his command.
See that again.
Though his alter ego isn't in it much, Nicholas Hammond plays the eager photojournalist well.
He's not a spider. He's a full-grown man. He's got the strength of a spider, but it's all in proportion to his size. Spiders are very, very strong, you know, so he's thousands of times stronger than you or me.
You hear all this, Robbie?
It also received 2 TV sequels outside of the show. Number 7. Man-Thing. The most recent movie on this list, Man-Thing released during Sony and Fox's heyday of Marvel movies, but it barely made a splash.
Sheriff, this swamp is dying. People are dying.
Man-Thing was already far from the most popular Marvel hero, but this adaptation didn't do him any favors. The horror movie turned him into an actual monster rather than a misunderstood hero, murdering anyone in his path to protect his swamp. While the movie's effects were strong, nothing else was. And it was reportedly so bad that members of its test audience walked out before it ended.
You know what you saw.
It is chosen who will die.
Who? Who will die, Pete?
Everyone.
While it did release internationally, it was dumped on the Sci-Fi Channel in the US. Number 6. Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Marvel released several TV movies with intentions to spin them off into TV shows. While Spider-Man worked, most others did not.
They put me out to pasture 5 years ago. But didn't they brief you on that particular piece of intel?
Released on Fox in 1998, this TV movie follows David Hasselhoff as the first iteration of Fury from the comics. When S.H.I.E.L.D. is attacked by Hydra, Fury comes out of retirement to stop their world-ending plot.
We need you back.
Maybe I've gotten used to the wilderness.
And maybe you're full of it. Hydra's back in the game.
That's impossible!
The story never goes beyond what viewers would expect, and is weighed down further by cheesy performances.
You know he's even uglier than I remember. You're frozen pop-sickle. Get it, Andrea? Pop-sickle?
Hasselhoff signed on for future TV movies, but the negative reception around his first outing ensured that would never happen. Number 5. Generation X. 2 years before Nick Fury, Marvel and Fox released another TV movie with plans to make it a series. Generation X was the first live-action adaptation of the X-Men.
Honey, why didn't you tell us?
What am I supposed to say? Hey, Mom, I think I'm a mutant, but don't worry, I'll study harder.
Don't take that tone with me. Do you have any idea what kind of trouble you're in?
It follows Jubilee and Skin as they're brought into Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters, strangely led by Emma Frost and Banshee, of all mutants. When a mad scientist attacks with plans of using mutants to develop his own powers, the X-Men must defeat him.
Can you comprehend the commercial possibilities for a free market omnipotent super being?
The plot is pretty standard fare for the team's introduction, despite using less famous team members and an original villain. However, it is very much a product of 1996.
Just you and me falling forever through the abyss. I don't think I'm ready for that kind of commitment.
And this is apparent in everything from its costume design to its effects. Number 4. Captain America. Chris Evans wasn't the first or even the second actor to portray the Star-Spangled Avenger in a live-action setting. In 1990, Matt Salinger led this baffling adaptation of Cap.
You are a perfect symbol of America, my brother. Weak and self-piteous. You have even failed to teach me English.
The movie is overstuffed, covering Steve Rogers' transformation, freezing, rebirth, and heroic victory over Red Skull in the present day. And its latter half shoehorns in a secondary plot involving the U.S. president's environmental policies.
We're going to have to find millions of new jobs for the people who make disposable plastics, toxins, household pesticides. It's bad medicine.
Other than barreling through any characterization, its low budget didn't allow for any good effects or action.
I've been waiting for this moment for a long time.
With productions like this, it's easy to see how DC got a head start when it came to bringing their heroes to the big screen. Number 3. Doctor Strange. He may be the Sorcerer Supreme, but even Stephen Strange isn't immune to poorly made TV movies. CBS aired this would-be pilot in 1978, and definitely took some creative liberties while doing so.
Stephen, it is not funny. Head nurse reported you. That's 3 times this month.
4 times.
Who was it? Anyone I know?
Strange begins as a psychiatrist, helping a young woman who was possessed by Morgan Le Fay to kill the first Sorcerer Supreme. It completely omits Strange's origin for becoming a hero.
What a novice you are at this, Stephen. So much to learn in so little time.
Although it focuses on supposed masters of the mystic arts, most of the movie is an unimaginative bore that barely has any magic in it. Needless to say, it did not get to become a TV show.
What choice is it that's mine?
To serve yourself. Or all of mankind.
Is that a choice? What will I be called upon to do?
Become more than a man.
And it's really only worth watching for hardcore Marvel fans and for those who want to see an earlier performance by the late great Jessica Walter. Number 2. Captain America and Captain America 2: Death Too Soon. In 1979, Marvel partnered with CBS again to release 2 TV movies based on Captain America. Not as bad as the 1990 outing, but they are definitely weirder. In this universe, Steve is an artist whose father developed the FLAG formula, standing for Full Latent Ability Gain. After a near-fatal injury, Steve is given the FLAG formula and gains his abilities.
So you used it, FLAG?
I used it. And you're alive.
The follow-up sees Steve go up against a so-called revolutionary played by Christopher Lee, who attempts to hold Portland hostage with chemicals that rapidly increase the aging process. Both are tremendously campy, and it's especially fun seeing Steve ride around on his goofy motorcycle. But no one should expect an accurate portrayal of the hero here. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The Fantastic Four. Unfortunately, we've never gotten a great Fantastic Four movie. But that legacy goes back a bit further than the 2005 feature.
What's the matter with you guys? I'm right here.
Where?
Come on now, this isn't funny. I'm right here.
Producer Bernd Eichinger secured the rights to the team in the 80s. But when the rights were about to expire, he produced a low-budget film just so he could keep them. However, the movie was never actually released.
What's with the suits?
We are the Fantastic Four, remember?
Avi Arad, the producer behind many future Marvel projects, bought it as he was worried the low-budget project would harm the Fantastic Four brand. Without having seen it, he ordered all copies destroyed. Bootleg copies have made their way onto the internet over the years, but it's about as good as you would expect.
We'll try not to get into any trouble until you get back.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.